Okay, so for starters, I want to prep my lips so when it's time to put on lipstick, my lips aren't a dry piece of sandpaper. So I'm going to take my EOS little lip balm thing and just put that on. And I already feel so much better. I'm going to go ahead and prime my face, and the two products I'm going to use is the Becca Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector and the Professional primers. I use these two together and they work very well with my skin. Rub between your fingers, heat it up, and put it in your problem areas. And then going in with the Professional and just going over the pore area where I feel like my pores are the largest. Okay, and for concealer, I'm going to use the Maybelline Master Conceal in the color 20 Light. So I'm going to apply this with my Morphe, if I can find it. There it is. My Morphe, that's not my Morphe pencil. Where the hell did it go? Excuse me. Okay, I found it. Alright, so I'm going to be using my Morphe M224 brush, the one I got in my February subscription. So I'm going to apply this concealer under my eye just a little bit for now in the darkest parts of my eye. Alright, next I'm going to go in with a new foundation that I've been wanting to try. I wanted to see how this worked because it's a matte foundation but yet is hydrating, so we'll see how that works. I'm going to use the Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation, and this is the lightest color that I could find. It's still going to be a little bit yellow for my skin, but you know, I just gotta work with what what there was. So got the lightest color. It's gonna be a little bit yellow, but we'll work with it. And matte foundations tend to dry really quickly, so I'm gonna apply it with my beauty blender and just tap that in. I'm going to go back in with that concealer I used in the beginning, and then I will highlight the areas that I need to brighten up. So starting off with my under eyes. And then going in with my handy dandy beauty blender, I'm going to blend all of this craziness out. I'm going to go in with, I'm going to try out this Morphe M333 brush, the one that came in my monthly subscription. I'm going to try using this guy for my contour today, and I'm going to be using my Chanel bronzing cream and just popping that in the hollows of my cheeks and my forehead and all the places where I need them to be small. And I'll go back in later and contour everything else that I want to contour, but for now we're just going to do the focus of the face, just shape that thing out. And then I'm going to go back in with my beauty blender and blend all of it out. Okay, and so if you have greasy eyelids like I do, I absolutely need to put something on them to prepare them for the eyeshadow so it doesn't crease. So what I use is either They're both Urban Decay, but I usually either use the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer Potion and Eden, or I use the OG of all eyeshadow primers and use the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer Potion, the original. The OG of eyeshadow primers. So I'm going to go with the OG today because I'm just feeling that gangster. Okay, so now that we're primed, poreless, and sculpted, I'm going to be using today the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. The colors that I'm going to be using today is the first three in this row, this one, and this one, and then these two colors. What I want to do is I want to take this salmon peachy color here, and I want to use that as my transition shade. So I'm going to take a big ol' ass fluffy brush and put that in the crease for my transition and have a party up in there. And oh, I forgot to say I'm using the M139 brush for this shade. I'm going to take this, this color here, and I'm going to put it right underneath that salmon color that we just got done doing our transition with. I'm going to go with the Morphe M411 brush. Alright, so I'm going to use the Morphe S20 brush, and I'm going to use this to put a darker shade just in the outermost corners of my eye, and I think I'm going to use this color here. Wait, is it that color? This color. This one right here. Just to put a little bit of depth in those outer corners, because why not? Okay, and what we're going to do now is I'm going to take a round fluffy brush, and I'm going to be taking the Morphe M322 brush, and I'm just going to buff out the top part of these eye colors just to make sure that they are blended well. Okay, once we have everything blended out, I'm going to take a synthetic packing brush, and I'm going to be taking a shimmer shade out of this palette. I'm going to be using this one right here and put that all over the tops of my eyelid. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my brush wet, and I'm going to use my Smashbox Photo Finish primer water just to get it wet so the shadow intensifies itself on those lids and really does make a statement. Because we are all about making statements on Sunday, aren't we? And just pack that all over the lid. I'm actually going to go into my Tarte palette, and I'm going to use Free Spirit and go with, and I'm going to use this color to go right there at the top of my brow bone. Blend that color in with the top of the transition shade. Drink break. Yummy! what I'm going to do is I'm just going to outline where I want it. I'm not going to really darken it. I'll darken it with the gel eyeliner and a brush that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and put the liner where I want and then go back in. It's foolproof, so it should work. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so now that I have a general idea of where my liner will be going, I'm gonna go in and if I can find it, because this shit is always getting lost in here. All right, this is really a brow pencil, but I use it as an eyeliner because it's so small and it really defines everything that I need it to do. So I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pencil in the number 12, and I'm gonna use this in the Maybelline Eye Studio gel liner in the shade Black is Black. So to go over the places that we already did our bronzing with, I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzing powder, and I'm going to use my Real Techniques brush that I finally found and go over those spots. And to make everything just a little bit more sharp, I'm going to go in with my CoverGirl translucent powder and put it in the areas where I had put my concealer earlier. And let that just sit on there for a minute and let that cook up a storm. I'm gonna go in with this Milani powder blush. Excuse me. I'm gonna go in with this Milani powder powder blush. It's in the shade Tea Rose 08. And I'm going to pop this on my cheeks with my MAC brush 116B. These two hotties right here. Okay, and I'm just going to dust off all of the excess powder and just blend everything in. I'm actually going to go in and kind of smoke out my bottom lash line. I'm going to be using the Morphe B42 brush. I want to use this color here to put on my bottom lash line. Okay, and I'm going to use the black eyeliner that I used to outline the wing of my liner. Just going to put that in there. Alright. And then just put a coat of mascara on, top and bottom. What I'm going to use is the Maybelline The Colossal Volume Express mascara, and I actually like the way that the brush is on this one. It's curved so I can get every single lash and not worry about having to get mascara all over my eyes, so that works pretty well. So just put a coat or two on the top and bottom lashes. What I'm going to do now is I want a little bit of brightness in the inner corners of my eye because this is a pretty dark, dramatic look, and I want to open up the eyes just a tad. So the product I'm going to use is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Pearl. And I'm going to use this and a small synthetic brush again and just pop that right on the tear ducts. Okay, so now it is time for highlight. I'm now going to wet my Morphe M500 brush with my Photo Finish Primer Water. Just absolutely soak that bad boy in there. And I'm going to use none other than the Becca Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop as my highlighter. And pop that right there. And now it's time for the brows. So I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Dip Brow in the color Taupe. I'm going to use the brush that I've been using since I got it. The Morphe M165 brush. Be using that for the majority of my brows. And for the tail of my brows, I'm going to go back in with the Brow Wiz in the shade Taupe and just finish out these brows. So what I'm going to do now is a little trick if you don't have like a clear gel brow stuff to put on your brows after you're done placing them in the spot that you need them to be. Take an old lip balm. This is pretty old crap. And just put it on the brush I use to put the dip brow on. And just go through and put this on there and it'll hold all day. Just like that. So what I'm going to do for the lips is I'm just going to take my Too Faced bronzer. I'm just going to take a little bit of this and a Morphe M411 brush, and I'm going to pop a little bit of shade right up under my bottom lip. Just to make it pop a little bit. Make your lips appear to be a little bit more pouty than what they are. I'm going to take the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Pearl and pop this on the Cupid's bow with this little synthetic brush here. Okay, and since our eyes are so dramatic, I do really want to go in with a nude lip. I'm going to go in with the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Fortune Cookie. There you go. Oh, you've been in here all day. I know, because I had to recharge my camera. Gotta go, bye. Duty calls. Okay, so now that the lips are done, I'm not going to outline or anything. I'm just going to put the gloss on and go about my business. And I'm going to go in with some lashes, but of course. And I'm going to be using the Ardell Double Wispies. Found these Buttes at the drugstore as well, so I figured I'd pick them up and give them a try. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to use this Becca Shimmering Perfector in the shade Pearl one more time, just to highlight the highest points of my brow. Alright, and I'm done. Thank you, Jesus. So this is it. This is the final look. I used the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette and just wanted to do like a quick Sunday glam look. Let me know if you guys have tried this foundation. So far I'm loving it. The coverage is pretty good. Let me know in the comments below if you've used this and how you like it. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye guys.